It's Monday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Marital Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies with me. Nima Akasha Ziberi.
Good morning, Marital.
How are you doing today?
Grateful to God.
How was your weekend?
Beautiful, stressful. I was the driver for the family, but I'm grateful to God. I'm wearing a birthday gift from MZ Oak on Instagram. She styles my hijab.
Oh.
Yes, she sent me a few things, and she styled me from dress to shoe today. So thank you. But I drove to Ota, towards Ikola Road on Saturday, and I found there used to be an alternative to the Sherry Dimo Express Road that has always been, but it's still in the state that it was in 2005 when I was still in the university in Lasuden. And I wish that the government would have done something by now. I was actually hoping when I drove there and I saw there was traffic on the major road to Ikpaja, that if I take this route, I know there's a road there. And I found it was still as bad as it used to be till you get to Akinola side in the Alimosho local government area. So I want to speak for the people of Alimosho today. Please, government, this is a major alternative, and we need alternatives, whether or not we like it to road, not until we bring commercial activities there.
Okay. How are you doing, Obia Julu?
It was a very...
The hair is lovely.
Thank you. It was a working weekend, but my PA fell into the hands of one-chance thieves.
For real?
Yeah, so she was leaving. She was going to... coming to the island from Bega, and then she took this, I think it was a cab. When she got inside, she realized that the driver and one woman were arguing destination. And then the driver quickly told her, please, let me just turn. I want to pick somebody. I want to pick my Afa. And then the driver picked up the Afa. The Afa turned to her, asked her how she was doing. She said, fine. And then the Afa requested for her phone. She said she didn't know what took over her. She submitted the phone to the man. The man was showing, oh yeah, open this, open that, your account. And the guy cleared every, in fact, they took her to the POS. The woman that was apparently arguing with the driver was one of them, escorted her to the POS, and they withdrew everything that was in her account, and then gave her 1,000 naira to buy something for them that they were coming back, and dropped her off on the road. So she was just walking around under the rain for over 1 hour. She'll go and come back. Then there were some guys sitting around who saw her and was like, auntie, you have been under this rain for 1 hour. What are you looking for? She said she's waiting for somebody. Who is the person? I don't know. Okay, let's call the person to find out when the person... And my phone is not here. They dispossessed her of every... When I saw her, I nearly cried. She had lost weight, nothing, everything was gone.
The PA, this is your video.
This is my PA.
So this is real.
Yes, and it's happening again. Somebody else gave me somewhat similar story. It's happening again. People are, please, if you get into a vehicle and you see the driver arguing with somebody, that's the time to calm down. Just calm down.
I think just stick to the Lagos designated buses.
That's
it, because this is scary. Because I've heard stories like this, and I always try to rationalize it. How do you sort of lose consciousness of what you're doing?
So on that hypnosis.
Yeah, no, she was hypnotized. Everything gone.
Wow. She's not here today, right?
No, she can't be here. I have to find a way to get her at least a little phone. She's lost contact. She can't do anything right now.
Goodness. You have to be very careful.
Wicked people out there.
How are you doing, Mariam?
I'm doing fine. On Saturday was International... Vulture's International Awareness Day. Yes. And, you know, I did a short...
a game you did?
Just a little trivia and giveaway for 5,000 naira. And Nigerians did not participate. And so my question is it that Nigerians do not want to answer questions?
Serious questions.
Yes, serious questions. Is it that if I said best dancer?
Yes.
Best dress?
Yeah.
Is that what we prefer than, you know, to just even know?
What was the trivia?
No, you couldn't have. It was just simple questions, 3 questions. If you know the roles, like 3 most important roles of the vulture in our environment, the name of the vulture in our 3 major languages, and one other one I don't remember right away. And just 2 people responded. So the first person who responds, of course, gets the 5,000 naira. But I was just really shocked. But I'm just hoping that even though you did not participate, you spend time to look up these questions and this vulture information and understand how important they are in our environment. Yes.
Yeah.
We like play too much. We're like anything serious right now. Nobody wants to think about it. How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Yeah.
You know, it's these are tough times, as you know, but we'll be all right. But I have to
God will see you
always
through.
remind Nigerians to get vaccinated. Please get your vaccines today. If you need more information, please go to Viral Facts to get more information. The vaccines are out. Take your friends, your family, your loved ones, all to the primary healthcare centers and the various designations for these vaccines. Please get your vaccines today. That's the only way we can combat this virus and reduce the fatalities we've experiencing so far. Let's go on a break now. When we come back, we go through the front pages of the papers. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Right, we're going to start with the nation. Federal government moves to stop collapse of health sector. APC slams doors on parallel congresses. 22-year-old core member held for importing drugs. 1.6 trillion naira petrol subsidy threatens budget implementation. Presidency lists Buhari's achievements. Why Osun returned to the 6334 education policy by Oyetola. And Jay's Bank secures $25 million Sharia compliance cash. Okay, which story started with?
So, the Joint Health Sector Unions, JOHESU, has served the federal government a 15-day strike notice. And we also know that the resident doctors have been on a 2-week strike. The resident doctors are now moved by the suit filed by the federal government at the National Industrial Court and invocation of the no work, no pay rule. So the minister, just to avoid the collapse of the health sector, rushed, according to the report, to Aso Rock, to Aso Villa for consultation with the president. And he said he's ready to withdraw the suit if the resident doctors agree to call off the strike. He's going to be meeting with JOHESU tomorrow to end the planned strike. But the resident doctors are rejecting the gesture, saying until the MOU that they signed 120 days ago is being attended to. There are still doctors who have not been paid. The hazard allowance has not been given. They listed out all the problems that they're having. So whether you withdraw the suit or not does not concern them. They want to carry out the strike till the federal government does what is needed to do.
Okay.
Jai's Bank.
Yeah, Jai's Bank.
So this is good news to those of us who are looking for ethical financing. Jai's
Ethical
Bank
financing.
is an Islamic bank, and they've secured the $25 million. This is not the first time. It started in 2018, but for this year, they secured $25 million from the Islamic Corporation for Development. And this financing will help expand their customer base, also expand those and provide funds for those who are looking for Sharia-compliant financing, that's riba-free. Interest-free loan, yes. So,
Okay.
So, the presidency has listed the achievements of President Muhammadu Buhari's administration since 2015. I have a few of them here. And it says one of it is that he signed the petroleum industry bill. 2, he declared a 287 billion naira profit after tax by NNPC, the first in the 40 years since the establishment of NNPC. He launched the first national social investment program in the country's history, and the largest in Africa and one of the largest in the world. Also brought about the restoration of the federal budget to a January to December cycle after more than a decade. He signed in the Finance Acts of 2019 and 2020, Discrimination Against Persons with Disability Act of 2018, the Treasury Single Account. He said it started in 2012, no doubt, but the administration of the President Buhari expanded it across the entire government. There's also the first president to start and complete a real project in Nigeria's history. Completed 12 inherited dam projects across the country and so many more.
Right.
The NCDC Act as well, 2011, but was assented in 2018.
So reacting to this, the National Publicity Secretary of the PDP, Mr. Kola Ologbodiyan, was saying that the president must be ashamed of itself because Nigerians are worse off than they were in 2015, according to him, even if all these achievements were true. How has these actually impacted the lives of Nigerians? What is the value of a Nigerian life today, according to him? Okay, Nima, you're going to take a story in Nation for a run-off?
No, I think
Oh, you took already. Okay.
Jais.
So I was actually going to take subsidy, but in a nutshell, they're saying that subsidy, we paid 1.63 trillion naira. By this, we're going to be paying 1.6 trillion naira subsidy by December. This last July that just passed, we paid 757 billion as subsidy. Now this is after last year March, they told us that they're going to take off subsidy because obviously the crude prices had dropped significantly last year, and that's what. But now as they started climbing, they are paid with subsidy. And I'm tired of this subsidy conversation. I don't even want to hear it again. Back and forth, back and forth. Moving on to the Punch. Looming hospital shutdown. Strike threatens ridiculous. Says FG, NARD, Union Flame Minister. Nigeria rejects Guinea coup. Soldiers plan transitional government. Armed men kidnap Abuja pastor's wife and daughters. Ogun driver absconds with 4.7 million naira company goods. Military officer plants drug in brother's house, reports to NDLEA. Police begin manhunt for Shore brothers killers. PDP and FNFRA knock government. Presidency, PDP differ on regime lists. And VAT controversy, FRS may lose 2.4 trillion naira revenue to states.
Yes, I have this.
The major headline.
So Joesu is planning to go on strike. They've given the federal government 15-day ultimatum to meet some of their terms that they have, discussed with them before. Joesu consists of nurses, pharmacists, lab scientists, and other health workers. So we are not talking about a National Association of Resident Doctors alone now. This one is scary. But, they said some of their issues include the adjustment of the consolidated health salary structure as was done with the consolidated medical salary structure since 2014. Payment of withheld April and May 2018 salaries of members and withheld salaries in the Federal Medical Center, Owerri, the Jos University Teaching Hospital and the Lagos State University Teaching Hospital, and the review of the defective implementation of COVID-19 special inducement and hazard allowance.
I think it's a story that
I established.
So, but I thought I heard the National Association of Resident Doctors.
It was more Johesu.
Okay.
But these are the details of it, and this is what the Minister for Labour called ridiculous.
So we have this funny story. A military officer is named Anayo Wambang in Ebonyi State. They said he had bought 1.1 kilograms of cannabis and then planted it in his brother's house and then went ahead to call on NDLEA to come and search his brother's house.
Wow.
Luckily for this brother, due to investigations, they were able to find who the supplier of that particular drug was. And that supplier now named this military officer as the person who bought the drugs. So that was how God saved this brother. I mean, wickedness just abounds. People are just everywhere. So NDLEA arrested a 22-year-old NYSC member. He was coming in. He had imported, they said, 4 kilograms of drugged candies from the United Kingdom. And it was intercepted, in the cargo area. And, well, he's been arrested. NDLEA also intercepted a 1.2 kg cannabis concealed in cookies going to Dubai. Another 920 grams of cocaine hidden inside synthetic hair.
Yes.
I mean, there's another one in spray cans going to Pakistan. I mean, they're just looking for different places, different avenues to send these things. Like they're desperately pushing for this drug trafficking. Thank God to NDLEA that is doing his job and doing it well.
Yeah,
and
so
hopefully this will
men of the
deter
Ogun
others.
State Police Command arrested a company driver, Oluwaseyi Yetunde, for allegedly absconding with goods worth 4.7 million meant for customer in Lagos. So the police also arrested other suspects that received the goods. So he diverted the goods from the day he picked it up and sold it at ridiculous prices to two other persons who the police, after investigations, arrested. And this is becoming very rampant. I think last week, the person who manufactures my handbags for me sent it through a cab driver. Until today, we're looking for all the goods. Now, the loss is definitely on her because I haven't received my goods. But I'm just feeling terrible that she has to go back and use money to just make sure that she gets me the bags that I have paid for. And this driver is sitting pretty at home, spending money that you have stolen. It's very, we need to do better.
So there's a bit of confusion in Guinea. As you know, there was a coup attempt that happened over the weekend. And Colonel Mamadi Doumbouya had taken to the airwaves to say that they've taken charge of they have custody of the president at the time, and they're saying that they're going to restore democracy to the country, according to him. But the Minister of Defense, on the other hand, was saying that they have control. So there's still a bit of confusion. We're not sure exactly the status right now, but we're hoping that there'll be calm in the country. But Nigeria has condemned the coup that happened in Guinea, and hoping that these can be resolved quickly so that the people of Guinea can have their presidents back. Okay.
Democracy.
Let's just find any other story. Let's go on a quick break, I believe. You might have any story you want to take there?
No,
Do we have
Nobody
time?
took this armed men kidnapped. Abuja's pastor.
Yes, I have the story. So,
Okay.
yeah. So, this particular pastor was not around, I think about 11 p.m. on Saturday night, and then armed bandits stormed into the house. They broke through the fence, opened the barbed wire, got in. They met only ladies in the house. So they took the wife, and I think their 2 daughters were kidnapped. He's gone to the police. They are trying to find ways to, arrest the armed bandits. They are still searching for them. And he's appealing to the federal government to help him.
Okay, let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we go through the other parts of the papers. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still reviewing the papers. I mean, the coup that happened over the weekend is really painful because you don't want to start a trend, So we're hoping that peace is restored back to that country as soon as possible. Moving on now to Daily Sun. Governors disown federal government over $418 million consultancy debt. Ohaneze hits Senator Bukachua over attack on Southeast. Doctors strike, FG talks tough. NDLEA intercepts drugged candies from UK, naps 22-year-old importer. Olajide Sowore, we are combing forest to arrest killer, says police. PIA evil, oppressive, says Governor Diri. And bandits abduct district head, lawmaker's wife in Niger and Castina. Okay, major headline, yes, please.
So the Nigerian Governors Forum has warned all chief executive officers of banks and their compliance officers and not to give value to promissory notes issued by the Debt Management Office. Allegedly, this is supposed to be for paying of consultants to the tune of $418 million US. The Governors Forum said that it's an hasty attempt to circumvent the rule of law and dissipate ardent cash. But these consultants had gone to court, and they had gotten a Federal High Court judgment that, presently the Nigerian Governors Forum are challenging, which is why I suspect why the Minister for Finance decided to give them promissory notes. But if the Nigerian Governors Forum have gotten a stay of execution, I think that should be obeyed as well. And then they should finish it out in court. But the consultants are claiming that these monies are monies for jobs that they did. They mentioned them in the papers, if I may take them. Ned Woke, $142 million plus US. Ted Isegogi Edwards, $159 million US. Roy Nigeria Limited, OG1 for Orizo and Olaiton Bello, $142 million plus, there's some digits in front, US. And Panic Alert System, Security Systems Limited, George Ubo, those ones have $47 million US as consultants fees.
You mentioned Ned. Is it the Ned we know?
No, Woke the right. Woke the right.
Not
Woko.
Okay.
So,
are you sure the number
is in court? I think the Minister of Finance should be calming down.
Yeah.
Once you have a case in court, nobody can rush you into any payment.
We need to move on to other stories.
Ohaneze Ndigbo, yesterday, were berating the Chairman Senate Committee on Foreign Affairs, Senator Adamu Bukachua, according to them, for misguided attack on Southeast. And they said the lawmaker representing Vulture reportedly said Southeast should be eliminated from Nigeria and not considered for presidency when he featured on a television program. So Ohaneze Ndigbo is, reacting and saying that the demand for presidency is within their rights as Nigerians. And so they are asking the Senate to call him to order. They are asking that he give an apology and restitution. And the Senate should reprimand him publicly to deter others who do not understand allegiance to the Constitution of the the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that we are supposed to be, a senator should not be giving such misguided, comments without provocation. We're supposed to be working towards one Nigeria, and it cannot be allowed.
So I have the story on PIA. So the governor of Bayelsa State, Senator Duyeji, has described the PIA, that's the Petroleum Industry Act, as evil and oppressive to the people of Niger Delta. According to him, the act was paltry and would continue to be opposed until justice is served. He said that it was wrong for us to actually be budgeting 30% for exploration in the northeast, I believe. He says that 30% allotted for frontier exploration in the basins that were more in the northern part of Nigeria. That this 3% that was allocated to the Niger Delta is ill-conceived, dehumanizing, and unacceptable to the Niger people, and the act that be repealed and amended. Moving on now to Vanguard. Terror, royal father kidnapped, killings choke Niger and Katsina. Strike, standoff as federal government doctors tango over no work, no pay. Road dualization, satellite town residents Falana warn Lagos government against planned demolition. First Bank launches LIT app, reinforces commitment to put customers first. State of the nation, Nigeria may become ungovernable, says Malafia. Adamawa closes 30 boarding schools over insecurity. Guinea in turmoil as soldiers claim takeover, and Buhari has broken many jinxes. Okay.
In Adamawa State, the state government has closed 30 out of 34 junior boarding secondary schools. This was made by the Commissioner, Ministry of Education and Human Capital Development. It says that starting today, 6th of September, about 30 of the government junior secondary schools have now become day schools. And this is because, of course, we know the stories of the constant kidnapping, banditry going on in that area. And that because of how young these children are, they're even more vulnerable. Because junior secondary school, we know, usually between 10, 11, 12, they are even more vulnerable to attacks like this. And so all the schools will be day schools, except 4 schools that were named that would continue being boarding schools. For all the children who, most of the children will also be reassigned to other schools, public schools closer to their own communities and their vicinities. So that's what the state is doing for now. This, I would say, is just a short-term measure. This cannot be the long-term measure. Because if you take them out of boarding schools and still put them in day schools and do not attend to the banditry and kidnapping that's going on, nothing stops them from attacking day schools.
True.
Right.
True.
Okay.
The major story, major headline. Bandits killed ward head of Masaku Malam Yahuza in Gundawa area of Katsina State and abducted the wife and 2 children of the lawmaker representing the Bakori constituency in the State House of Assembly, Dr. Ibrahim Kurami. They also kidnapped the district head of Wawa in Bogu local government area of Niger State, Alhaji Mahmoud Ahmed Aliyu, and the Dodo of Wawa. And the Northern Elders Forum are asking the governors to go beyond imposing just the lockdowns on communities that are besieged, because just imposing lockdown is going to further impoverish the people who are suffering this insecurity. That what they need is effective military assault on the bandits. And they are also saying that they should eliminate the perception of the communities are on their own. They need to do something so that this does not continue happening. Not just locking down schools, shops, businesses, but they need to do more with their military presence.
78-year-old brother of the Katsina SSG2 was also kidnapped. 78-year-old brother. Very, really sad.
So, satellite town residents...
Oh, the dualization.
Yes, for the dualization. They petitioned the state government through their leader, Femi Falana, to stop the dualization and planned demolition of houses along the Marwa Road. They're claiming in the petition, of course, as we already know, that this area was completely conceived as a reserved residential community at the time it was planned. And based on the original master plan, the client, none of the residents contravened any building regulations because they built along with the master plan that existed at the time. And I think the government should be very sensitive to these people. They've suffered for a very long time due to the commercialization of the residential area that they live in. They should talk to them in a very sensitive way.
Okay, let's move on to the point, which comes every Monday. Cabinet reshuffle. Inside story of sacked ministers. It's a long story, so if you want to go and get information, we couldn't even read it. I didn't even bother. Nigeria attracts $16.6 billion foreign and 255 billion naira local investment into the free trade zone. Man, 23 killed, sets own father ablaze in Ebonyi. APT trudges on amidst internal disagreements. Insecurity Nigeria playing with Somalia, Lebanon, Yugoslavia scenarios, says Farombi. Okay, I want to take that story by Farombi, but it's also very in-depth because it's an interview with an editorial by this one.
So the shorter one, the Oil and Gas Free Trade Zone Authority has said that it has attracted a total of 16.6 billion foreign investments into the economy in the 20 years between 2001 and 2020. It also says that it attracted over 255 billion naira as local investments into the country. It has generated over 9 billion naira as revenue between January and May. Job creation as well between the period 2005 and 2015. Over 40,000 direct jobs and 160,000 indirect jobs. And he says that it has actually achieved this through dedicated leadership, committed and exceptional quality of members of staff of the authority. And this has resulted in the local and foreign investments that we're seeing. And they're also expecting about over a 6 billion naira investment, you know, to materialize in the Liberty Oil and Gas Free Trade Zone. So, yeah, well done. Good, positive news there.
A 23-year-old man, David Nwori, who has been remanded at the Abakaliki Correctional Center, Ebonyi State, for allegedly slaughtering and setting his own father ablaze. So according to his confession, he said that there's this particular spirit that takes hold of him, and he would the voices in the head would just be telling him to do this and do that. And that particular day, he was alone with his 75-year-old father, butchered him and set him ablaze. A few days after that happened, he also heard a voice in his head as well. He said the spirit took over him, and he was about committing suicide in one pool that was close to the house, till neighbors got hold of him, till the spirit left him. He said after he killed his father, the spirit would just leave him and then come again. So he's been remanded at the correctional center. The case is still being, you know.
But some people call it spirits.
Yeah,
it's not
spirit.
spirit.
So when you hear voices, so he's asking for
it could just be two different names for the same thing.
Deliverance.
Yeah,
that
well,
they should
deliverance
deliver
and science, please.
Yeah.
They are demons. Nigerian Tribune, let us move very quickly, please. Let's find a story not taken. Apprehension as FG woos investors for 2.47 trillion naira loan. Government to prosecute teacher for allegedly defining 14-year-old pupils in Niger. Hard times as prices of food soars by 122% in 12 months. Let's take and shutdown of communication closure of schools will worsen citizens' lives in the north. Okay, let's quickly take those stories.
Let me just take the major headline. Okay. So on October 13th, our Minister for Finance, Budget and National Planning will embark on a global roadshow to convince investors to invest in his proposed $3 billion Eurobond needed to part finance our 2021 budget deficit. The minister would also later raise another $3 billion through multilateral and bilateral borrowing to fund budget deficit. And according to her, 2021 budget, we have an approval to raise this amount of 50% of our budget deficit locally and 50% externally. We are planning to do about half of that in Eurobonds and the other half through other windows, such as multilateral and bilateral sources. And people are asking that as at March this year, federal government owed 26.9 trillion of the total 33 trillion conventional public debt. The amount was besides the 15 trillion long overdue to the CBN, which they have already changed the terms into a long-term instrument, and an existing 26.9 trillion conventional foreign and domestic loans debt servicing in the first 5 months of the year, which got about 97% of our overall revenue. We need to slow down on these things.
The Child Rights Agency under the Office of Governor Abubakar Sani Bello of Niger State have confirmed the inauguration of a committee to investigate the alleged sexual assault on 14 pupils, so 14 children of Central Primary School Karabonde by a teacher Usman. They didn't mention his surname. So he did not only defile the students, he also gave them HIV.
Right.
So they've constituted that committee, and they're going to be questioning him. He had confessed already, and the case is going to be
Okay,
going on.
that's all we can take on Front Page Review. When we return, move on to our hot topic of the day. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So, this last weekend, everywhere on social media was just flying left, right, and center with marital issues. With the growing trend of bringing our personal affairs to the court of public opinion, and looking at all that has happened in this past couple of days, with some of our celebrities bringing issues from the privacy of their homes to social media. The question is, does bringing marital family matters help in any way solve problems? We'd like to hear your thoughts on this, because this is something, some can say it's the new normal. Some will say we're in a new world where everything is on social media. In fact, in the next 10, 15 years, your entire life could be viewed by the world. So, in preparation for that, is it therefore okay for us to share our innermost issues with the world on this global platform? Let's hear your thoughts on this. You can call us on 081-270-53687, 0913907698. You can also send us messages on YouTube and on Facebook. We'd like to hear your thoughts. All right, so I think there are like 3 major issues that happened this weekend. Major family issues. I mean, we'll go into the issues maybe by Thursday when we talk about family. But the real crux of how functional is social media
Social media court
in helping you resolve internal issues? I think that's the real question here.
I think I would start by saying that Nigerians, life is hard enough for us, so we love entertainment. Anything that makes us laugh, anything that distracts us from what we are facing personally. So that social media space has brought everybody together. Small, big, mighty, we're all on the same level on social media. So whatever you post there, believe me, another person takes it as entertainment. So before you make a post, I always ask myself, what is my intention? What do I intend to achieve by putting out this picture or putting out this dance where probably I'm shaking some things and do some things? I always ask myself. Then I ask myself a second question. Am I ready to live with the consequences of what I am posting?
Right.
Because sometimes you have a good intention, you post it out there, and it backfires. Will I own the consequences with my chest? So I've been under fire a couple of times on social media where I said something on the show and, people took it and, but anything I say on this table, I say with my chest. So when it backfires, I will chest it and just be looking at everybody, So when we have that at the back of our minds, we will always remember that after the dust settles, how do I want this issue to be remembered? How do I want my family to be remembered? So if we have that at the back of our mind, everything is not entertainment. Nigerians play too much. They will start doing memes out of a serious situation. If you have that, you know that I can't post just everything out there.
Let me get your thoughts on this.
Yeah, so for me, I would say, without a doubt, nothing good comes out of that. There's nothing positive that will come out from airing your issues on social media. Nothing. I mean, if it happens that something positive happens, then good for you. But usually it's not, because I've used this example once. There's this advert then about, it was a bank advert. So a man is trying to raise funds. He went to a mechanic and was talking to him about all the things he needs the money for. Of course, the mechanic didn't understand, went to a market woman until finally met this banking person that works in the bank, and then a conversation ensued, and he got his, what he wanted. And that's how I see social media. when you come to social media, you're just talking to people of different types of knowledge and expertise, and people that really do not know you or care about you. So if you're looking to solve a problem, then you have to go to the places where you can solve the problem. If it's a matter of if it's a family matter, then it has to be with the people in your family and people that love and care for you. It has to be about people who know you and who want your best interest at heart. The truth is, social media has become a place for many people to just relax. You may have some very positive, intending people. And I found that with most people who wish you well, they're not on social media responding. So there's not going to be an army of good people fighting your cause, because usually those good people are facing their business, and you know, they may feel sorry for, oh, I'm so sorry this has happened to you, but they will not engage in that trolling and that vile that goes on social media. So if you do want to solve a problem, social media is not a place to go. But I understand that some people have used this platform to push their brand. We have celebrities where we hear all the time that popularity is not always, it does not matter, you know, what type it is, as long as you're on the lips of people, and then it makes you more relevant, you're trending, and then you're right there on the lips of maybe people who are endorsing or brand people and things like that.
Nima, let me get your initial thoughts on this.
So this is my thoughts. We talked about this on Friday, I think. My people in say now, they will say, if a goat is on the roof of a house, the whole world will pay attention. And you that you have some privacy, you that you have something to hide, you want to live privately. You don't hide in your corner and be beating drum. You're hiding and beating drum. These people, when they come out, they claim to have mental health. There is, you know, they're venting. They need to rant, they need to talk. And then they now, after you've done that, you now ask for privacy. You put it out first, and you're not saying to people, don't talk about it. You know, it's time to speak up. It's a speaking up generation. And don't confuse us. Right. It's one you want to do one. You know, if you have to vent, like the Benue State one, where the Benue State government the governor and his wife intervened in one couple's issue. Maybe you are hoping for that result, and that's what you want to do. You're hoping in general for something as well. You know that maybe at the end of it, something good will come out. Something good will come out, but something bad might come out. So you know now come and say it's okay that you're on people's lips, or you just ask for privacy now. Private issues are private issues. The social media is good for public business, markets, and all of those things. That's what it's for.
But Nima, I hear you, but I mean, I'd like to stay on what you said earlier. Because, yes, there's a good and there's a bad. So as a person, many people will say, they're not coming to ask for to solve my problem. We're just coming to vent, because there are some women that are not heard. In their small corner of the world, nobody hears them. Their families, they're not here. They're complaining to family, loved ones, pastors, everybody. Nobody wants to hear them. Social media is that avenue where, when the whole world hears what I'm going through, maybe they'll come to my aid. That's one angle. And there's an angle of celebrities. Your life is already out there. So as a celebrity, you don't feel like, there's nothing I'm hiding already. Everybody already knows our issues. They know I have this drama, that you have this drama. Let's not just put the whole thing out there, because we're already public figures. So we'll discuss that when we come after the break. Where is there a difference between celebrity having their life? I mean, we see Kim Kardashian, the entire life is on social media. It doesn't mean that they're not having functional lives. But what's the way forward in being a celebrity and sharing your thoughts, your issues out there? Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So before the break, we're talking about putting our issues out on social media. And I was saying that celebrities have they practically open the doors of their life to many people. We are interested, and the reason why we can play judge and jury on their life, because we have information. We know that you have this, you have that one. You have two children. You have 10 children. We have the information because it's on social media, so we can judge you. And that's the life you've chosen to live. So should we judge a celebrity for putting their life on social media because that's who they are?
Because as far as we are concerned, you have given us content to work with.
And
we will use the content. But I just realized that there are different types of people. There are private people and there are public people.
Exactly.
Now, if you become a celebrity as a private person, you will still be private. We have celebrities who you don't know anything about. There are celebrities in Nigeria who they got married, we don't know. They have kids, we don't know. We don't know anything about them. We just see their work, we see their social life, and we don't see anything about their family. They are naturally private people. So the celebrity status did not remove it or change them from being who they are. There are people like me, they use rope to be tying me in my house. I'm naturally a public person.
Right.
So if you leave me, I will put everything on social media. The day Miriam gets me on self, I'll go there, I'll write, and everything and post it there. I'm naturally like that. So it's just because I'm not paying attention to how social media is treating people who put their lives out there. That's why I'm becoming cautious.
Okay, but PC, my question, I'll come to take this call because you being private or not private it's not the function of your ability to, your successful marriage. It's not a function of your privacy or no privacy.
No, not at all.
So you can be a public person and still have a good marriage.
Yes,
that's the question I'm trying to answer.
Of course,
Let me take this call, I'll come to Mariam. Are you there? You're holding on very well.
Yes, I'm with you.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Pardon?
The volume is quite low. I can't hear you. Go ahead, please.
Okay. Actually, like what you are saying, as a celebrity, it's not really ideal to expose yourself to the public because they actually don't like you. And it's not everybody who are there are your friends. Anything you've taken out publicly is never secret. Most especially when it comes to marriage. You don't discuss your marriage issue with the public because it's quite very, very bad. Marriage issue are issues that you're supposed to be within the family set. But when it's asked to the public, there are people that will condemn actually some part of what you have done. It's not everybody out there that will love you, that love your family. As a celebrity, you're not supposed to at least take your issue to the public. There are issues, like I said, there are some celebrities who don't expose themselves. That's the best of life. That's the best. You can't come outside and watch the people and get people to say you don't feel.
Right. Mariam, let me come to you. We are living in a patriarchy society. Men have this is a society where women feel as though that their voices are not heard. And we now have this tool called social media, where I feel like, okay, now I can be heard. I am going through this turmoil in my marriage, and I can use this to vent. Should we judge them for that?
I think it's not about judging for the person. If the person, as BC explained earlier, if you're willing to accept the consequences or the reward of whatever it is that you have decided to put out, then that's it. If you feel that you will still get what exactly you're seeking within all the trolling, and for you that's more important to you, they can troll me all they want, but at least I know one or two people will be able to answer my problem, then that's fine. So if you're that
my spouse for the scumbag that he is.
Okay, so that's another part I wanted to say, that sometimes you don't bring your own issue to social media. People bring it for you. So here I am, a man, quietly private in my house, and then my wife brings out our issue. I'm not the one that brought it out. It's this person that has brought it out. So now, it now depends on this person, who his life has now been made public knowledge, to come and refute what has been said, to participate in that conversation, or just keep quiet. And then when you keep quiet, then you would live with the perception that people have about you. They don't know your story, they haven't heard you, but someone has painted a picture about your life. And now, are you willing now to accept that this is the picture that people have about your life and stay that way? So sometimes you find people coming out to say, because this person said it, now I have to come out and speak up.
Okay, so thank you, Marital. So you've compartmentalized this conversation. So there's a situation whereby you and I are married, we're celebrities, where all our lives are in the room like the Kardashians, and anything that happens, we know that we are seeing everything. But there's one that you are the celebrity, I choose to be private, You bring out our issues. I am not compelled to go out. So
respond.
that forces me and that forces my hand to come to the public. But Nima, let me come to you.
Even
at
the
this end.
Kardashians, we didn't know that Kanye had some issues that were mental till a few years. So it's not every issue that we still put out there.
Yes,
I think if you have gold, you guard it. If you have diamond in your house, you won't put it on the shelf. You put it somewhere safe, in a vault.
On that box.
I don't know. Compartmentalize what is important to you and guard it. The things that, you know, sometimes people don't know that calling out your spouse safe is a double-edged sword. You have a spouse who was your choice or an evidence of your bad choice, and you put it out and you think, I'm just calling him out for who he is. You call.
Who are you?
See, there are ways to go about these things. It's just the tough road. If you're in a bad marriage and you think this marriage cannot be salvaged, it cannot work. Yesterday, someone at the event, my friend launched her studio kitchen yesterday, and she was sharing an experience that there was a time in her marriage, she was in court all through, every day asking for divorce. But this is a marriage after how many years? Over 20 years. They're celebrating. In fact, she's looking so young. I was saying, auntie. And all that time, she was looking big and out of shape. It was due to depression and all of that. But both of them were dealing with it. Don't isolate and think I'm the only one suffering in this marriage. The other person might just not know. Might just not know how. We were counseling. I was counseling in a friend's marriage. And I was saying to the wife, I have been with this person all through my youth. And I know him. He does not know hijab. This thing you're blaming him for. He has no idea how to make it work.
Yeah.
So sometimes you are just sitting in your own balloon and saying no, and then you go to social media and then you call this person out. You're dealing with him. But you're not dealing with the issue.
Let me take this call. Labi, are you there? Thanks for calling.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Your life, please. Go ahead.
Bringing issue out, not particularly with marital issue, anything, bringing it out on social media. You know your family. We don't even know your happy side, we don't know your sad moment or anything. Bringing it out is not an option. Talking about the criminalization, not everything you see out there. And if you want to go, look the life of Steve Harvey. He can never post his family or anything, only when they are angry. You can't talk about their sad moments. Thinking out your sad moments, they are only coming on social media to read about it. Some will hurt you, some will sympathize with you. Just left for you. Deal with your problem. We know your mother-in-law, your father-in-law.
But, okay, thank you, Walabi. There's an angle of we get off the emotions we get off feeding off public sympathy. Because let's just use the Olajumoke story for example. She was a bread seller that suddenly became a celebrity, right? Now we had that public sympathy. Oh, she was a bread seller. Now she's this. They took her pictures and everything. And imagine Olajumoke now comes out with a marital issue. We all want to support her because she has fed off that public sympathy. So she knows she has equity with the people. And she now goes back to that equity. I see me, without my suffering. This man wants to do this to me. And we come out and we still have that sympathy. So that feeding off that public sympathy is probably the currency these people are playing with. Saying, you know what, you guys already sympathize and I'm going through so much in this marriage. Come and save me.
Yeah, but we should also understand that the social media space has a mixed multitude. So while you think you're getting sympathy, other people are giving you hate. In the social media space, there is no difference between love and hate. Today they love you, tomorrow they hate you, depending on the mood. Everybody woke up on their side, depending on the mood. So today, because I remember somebody was telling me one time, said, some days they will hate you. Some days they will love you. Make sure both days you are getting paid. Because you can never rely on the fickleness of the human nature. You may think, this is something I've done before. And they love me, they supported me, they showed everything. That day, nobody is in the mood to support you. Something else has happened to them in their because everybody is dealing with their own personal issues. Yes, exactly. If it's not entertainment you are bringing, it will be turned into entertainment. And at the end of the day, what you wanted to achieve, you will not achieve. I also observe, I think wisdom is profitable to direct. As a celebrity, observe the social space. You are not in the Obodo Yibo, you are here. And there's a way we behave. There are things we judge with our left hand, our right hand, even if our leg is doing the same thing. We judge publicly. We judge people who put it out there. I understand that when you put up real content, see the thing that you put up now, people should come and win something. By telling us what Vulture can do. How many people did you see come out? We love gossip. So if you're ready to make your life radical, You want your life to be ridiculed in public, carry everything there. If you are smart, you will do selective display. So you display the one that, if it backfires, it will not pain you that much. If you display your old, like she said, your old diamond outside, and they mess it up, that's your business.
Okay, let me go on a quick break. When we come back, we continue this conversation. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So I'm told that we've gone off TVC News International, but we're still on the TVC News Entertainment on terrestrial. And it was also still on Facebook and online. Okay, so Nima, Mariam was going to say something, but concerning, go ahead.
So I wanted to talk about women who genuinely, because this weekend I shared Liberos's post, and I got calls from big, very important people in society for sharing that post. And there were women who felt it was unjustified. My big sis, Dr. Fajingbesi, thought, no, she wants to vent. This is the age, let women talk genuinely and ask her if she needs help. And that's what, should do. And although I've not called her back, but on this issue, I feel that I am in a marriage too. So let's be honest, all of us are in our marriages. And for my own, I don't know about another person. I've had issues, and I have talked. I've never been quiet about my issues.
Yeah.
I have people who have supported me through. I'm a better person because I have the support that I have. And the first thing is to look around you within your circle. I cannot even underestimate the help of my sisters-in-laws, my in-law, my auntie, the matron, Mrs. Bello, for the help that they did. Somebody that will tell you, Madam, wait. The sky will not fall because of this problem. Because when you're in that kind of place, you're emotional.
Yeah.
You might not see things straight, but wait, heaven will not fall until wait. Someone will say, spend the night. Nima, please don't do anything stupid, but spend the night in my house. And that night, they're calming you down. The next morning, you see a bright sun, and it seems like you never had a problem. Because if you let day break, someone will still come out. Yeah. It will seem like he never had a problem. But we will now leave all that circle of help and influence that we could have tapped into and just go online.
Some people don't have that, Nima. We have to be
I don't agree.
I
don't agree. No matter how bad it is, you will find around
someone rooting for you.
If it is not within your in-laws,
if your
mother and call.
Okay, so Nima, if the problem, if the goal is not for you to solve my problem, my goal is to spite you for what you did to me. Yeah. I'm not trying to solve a problem. I want to put you out there because you goofed as a man. So if you are goofy now, so I'm goofy and I can't stop your face.
My own back.
I can't beat you, but I can use your platform. I can use my platform to speak and tell the world what you did to me. Yes, now.
Yeah, so I remember then, long before social media, like if you had neighbors that used to fight, so we would have some, and you have maybe some.
Everybody come outside.
And then the wife will come out screaming and telling what was happening. And you'd hear some women call her aside. I'm like, no, discuss it within your home. And so many people have used that and said because they have been told to be silent and not talk about it outside, they have been abused and disrespected in their homes. But it was seen as even much more worse to come out and speak about it. So now, I feel that people have now used that and have taken social media to be that place where they can come and vent and speak up, because we're saying do not be silent, come out and speak up. But if you find the woman who truly has an issue, who truly wants to solve it, usually there are steps that she would have taken. There are steps you would have taken to meet maybe elders in her family, people in church, friends. Usually these people seek who they believe know exactly what they're going through, who can help them. But when you see people come on social media, there are a few things that happen. One, the person does it just out of, it's an outburst. And then they regret it after they've done it. Like, okay, I just needed to vent. and then God help you if you're somebody that already has such a huge following. Meaning, if you vent, like if someone that has 10 followers vents, how many people will see?
Different.
Nobody knows you. But if someone like Marital should take a phone today and coughs in it,
The venting is life forever.
Usually, so we are allowed to have outbursts. We're allowed to find ourselves in that position where we just want to just talk. But be careful if you're someone that has such a huge following. But going out on social media to talk, I find that most people just use it. Use the word. You said social media has now become a currency. Our likes and follows are now currency for other things. If you're a celebrity, if you're someone out there, you know what it means to have many likes and many followers. It means that it puts you on sort of a platform where businesses are looking to use you, use your name and make you a brand for something. And sometimes I feel that people have gotten to that point and they're saying, how do I use this to my advantage? How do I use this thing I'm going through to my advantage?
Let me take this call from Worry. Emmanuel, are you there? Hello, Emmanuel, are you there? Hello. How is Olu of Worry or Giami Atuashe the third?
Worry people.
How are you, Emmanuel? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, good morning, everybody over there.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, it's a good topic. My own opinion for this it's the result of the society has failed.
I'm having trouble hearing you.
The society has failed. The reason why is this. When there is issue marriage and we shall pray to not to enter the father the seven that comes marriage.
It's not clear, Emmanuel. I do apologize. I couldn't hear you. Yes, Nima,
Yeah, so I wanted to say that what I see is that people who vent on social media are people who are not ready to move on from that situation. Those people who have made up their mind to move on, they don't say a word quietly. They will just disappear. The day you now see them, we just notice that this person is no longer for. Have they divorced? Have they? What? When did it happen? Because they have made up their mind. What I see is a lot of people use it as an avenue to get validation on their feelings. So they put it out there. This is what I'm going through. Then you have, it's always for and against. Yes. They want to say, hey, God be punished. They want to take up your battle. The other ones that say, no, why did you decide to do this? But the truth is, if you're a good human being in any situation, you must have one person who has your back. You must have one person who will hold your hand. No matter what you're facing, in the midst of the water, somebody must be there. Find that person for your... for your sanity and also for posterity. Because the truth, especially when children are involved, now that one they pay me pass. Tomorrow, these kids will go out there and they will see all of these things. How do you now want to start explaining to them what they will be processing mentally? You must have damaged some things in their life in the bid of, let me speak my truth. Let me say it. Let me speak up. You can speak up without shouting on social media. Find that one person, except you are not a good human being. Somebody must support you. Even in that home where it seems like your mother-in-law, your sister-in-law, your brother-in-law, all of them hate you. There must be a neighbor-in-law that would like you.
Let me come to Nima now.
So women are angry that even though you have those people sometimes, the person that you are living with, they cannot reach that person too. So if somebody is talking to a man and telling you, please stay, don't worry, he will change. He will be a better person. And you're there, but he's not changing. So some women will now say, okay, no, I've taken it too much and everything. I know a woman who I consider for me, her standard as my standard, who stayed and focused on what was important. She had 4 kids. She wasn't empowered. Even though the disrespect was not, it wasn't a violent, domestic violent marriage, but she could deal with what she considered, she focused. 30 years, bagam. She divorced.
She packed her bag.
After 30 years.
When the last born was nursing her second child. Till today, she did not have the press briefing, explanation to family members, and only family members are saying she tried.
So there's something
she tried, she can be going.
She can be going.
Yeah, there's also something I want to make clear, right? For me, it's about conflict resolution. I don't think that when you have conflict with someone, that social media is a place to go.
I don't think
but I know of people who have come out to say, you know what, I don't have a roof over my head. I'm suffering, I need food to eat, and they've gotten help.
Those are different issues.
Yeah, so...
And those are genuine.
Yeah, but we need to talk about that. So people don't say, oh, but people have gotten help. If you need help, like if you're coming out for yourself, yourself, for the issues that you have for yourself, not bringing someone else's issue. You have a conflict with someone, then you bring it out
there.
without even giving the other person a chance to either, you know, defend themselves or even be aware that you're about to do this.
Okay, let me take this final call. Yinka, are you there from the UK? Go ahead, please.
I'm here.
You're live.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, very clearly. Go ahead,
Let me
please.
quickly say it because I'm the final caller. The first thing is that in Nigeria, I'm a Nigerian as well. We are over-sabi. We use things that we say are free, you know, free things. We use it as anything and anyhow. And you know, the owner of this social media attach money to it. The more you have your followers, the more you are going to pay us. So anything they put into it. Let me quickly digress. In your daily newspaper, you said talking about a story of a boy that butchered or killed the grandfather. And you think it's a kind of a spiritual warfare. No. The boy is suffering from schizophrenia.
Yes.
He's suffering from schizophrenia. Please, he needs a mental health doctor to look into it and prescribe medication for him. He's hearing voices. He's hearing voices. He can't feel anything.
Thank you, Inga. Thank you very much, Inga. We have to wrap up. We're running out of time. We'll take a few more, but I would like to argue the point that, oh, the internet never fails, never forgets. Because sometimes it doesn't. But the truth is that our parents in our head live this perfect life, but we know it wasn't perfect.
Not at all.
So if my kids grow up to see my mistakes online, should I be judged for that? If my kids grow up and say, oh, Mom, you did this, you wrote this about Daddy, you wrote this. Life happens. We're not perfect. And there's evidence to show that I wasn't a perfect mother either.
Yes, but those are small issues than a man, you know, gets a child trains a child that does not belong, and the DNA is posted everywhere there. There are some issues that we can let go.
You that you know your skeleton is not even
you
dry.
not carry matter outside.
But your skeleton is as fresh as
to
you
run. Well, please, we have to run, unfortunately. Let's take just 2 comments and we're done.
Okay, Biliki said they choose to live their lives the way they desire. I am not them and I cannot be them. Me say if I get my own headache and I have people I vent to, even though it's through social media, it would be between us. So you can use WhatsApp.
Emmanuel Esrada says, social media court is both terrible yet good. If we're seeing a growing trend in bringing marital issues online, it is because most of those who do it must have run out of options.
Okay, we have to run. That's all we can take on the show. I think generally we agreed that, yes, private people are different.
Yeah.
Do what works for you.
Yeah.
If you want to put it out there, know that there'll be the good, the bad, the ugly, and chest it. And if you're a private person, keep your matters private. But either way, let's be responsible in all we do.
Yeah.
Let's go on a break. When we come back, move on to other topics. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So we continue with our periodic review of the awaited 2023 general elections. Many political observers are saying the country must get it right come 2023. Failure to do so will spell doom for us. Now, how can we fix leadership deficiency that has become a bane of problems? Joining us now on the show is the Chairman Center for Anti-Corruption and Open Leadership, CACOL, Mr. Debo Adeniran. Welcome to the show.
It's my pleasure.
You can call us on 081-270-53687, 091-390-76948. You can also send us messages on YouTube and Facebook. We'll be happy to read your messages. So, Mr. Adeniran.
That's right.
2023 elections are around the corner. People are already thinking about, there are different layers. There's the zoning issue, whose turn is it? There is who are we looking for regardless of the zones? There is how are we prepared as the electorate to actually participate? You know, there are different layers of issues. So it's just, how do we even start this conversation on getting Nigerians prepared for 2023 elections?
Thank you very much. First and foremost, we have to look at what are the questions that the opposition and the critics are raising about the present, setup or setting. First, they talk about somebody having a military background. Using the military tactics and strategies to govern civilian populace. we have to also be realistic about it. One way or the other, that has impacted negatively on the democratic ethos that ought to be a sine qua non. When you look at, people are talking about intellectual, makeup of those who are really ruling us. We cannot, of course, we have argued that you went to university doesn't mean that you are intellectually sound. Yes. And that if somebody was not trained by the state, it cannot be limited by qualification for contesting an election in this country. Right. That the people should determine, what they want. But then, if you are lucky to be intellectual, to have been educated one way or the other, then you are luckier than the one who didn't have the opportunity of going to school. Right. And because the education you receive will do a lot in preparing you for the challenges ahead, in understanding the dynamics of the polity, governance, and even comparative. You'll be able to do comparative analysis between what is right, what is wrong, what has been, what is, and what can be. So that's intellectual aspect of it will help in determining how successful or otherwise you can be. Then, if you are also intellectually sound, you won't be afraid that somebody might have some information that you don't have, because you will have had the capacity to read and understand, the dynamics of the politics, and then you will be able to make your own speech, even if it's extempore.
Well, you'll
be able to analyze situations, and you'll be sufficiently versatile to see anything
and speak to
in economics, in military.
Before I come to the ladies, sir, let me stay on your intellectual soundness for a second, because there are two parts of it. There's intellectual soundness of the candidate or the person.
That's right.
I'm referring to the intellectual soundness of the people, the electorate. Are we intellectually sound to pick and be objective in who we are selecting, who we are campaigning for, that regardless of ethnicity, religion, and all that? Do we have that background to do that?
Thank you very much. You see, before recent times, Nigerians are intellectually sound enough to understand, the need for merit rather than what do you call it now, primordial considerations. Okay, they knew that there are certain people, it doesn't matter even if they come from the same premises, the same company, the same locality. As long as they can deliver the goods, Nigerians are sound enough to recognize good service when it is delivered. It is when this there's the value for expectation. I don't want to say value for money now. Is not being met by our leaders when they see parochialism in the way they govern, when they see nepotism. It's the reason why they begin to complain that, we want somebody from our own backyard. But then that does not translate, it doesn't automatically translate to development, that is infrastructural development in the area, because we have had people from the southwest before, the southwestern part didn't develop. We have had somebody from south-south, the southern part of the country didn't develop. As a matter of fact, there are a lot of inadequacies in all of those. When you look at all the good things of life that people actually want to get out of politics.
How do you think we can solve our problem of leadership deficiency? What are some of the things we can do as electorates to ensure that we do not keep making the same problem at every election?
Now, of course, we can do the same thing the same way all around, and we expect different results. One of those things that you can do is what you are doing here. If every media house is doing this kind of public enlightenment program, your content will allow people to express their mind, and you will do your own research, background check on what actually are the needs of the people. Then the people will key into, they will buy into the government that we coming. So the way to recruit leaders or leadership in this country is to first and foremost educate people that they should forget the personal affinity, relationship, nepotism, and the rest of them. They should look for the best candidate for any job that they want to give to them. Then once the people know their own duty as electorate, they will ask critical questions when those who are scouting for votes gets to them. They should ask questions about education, about healthcare delivery, about food production, about business economy, about general need of the people that will make them live like human beings. They should ask them critical questions about corruption. How are they going to tackle issue of corruption? Because it doesn't matter what happens. People will still want to amass more resources than they ordinarily deserve.
Based on our experience in 2015,
yes,
do you think these questions that we need to ask is the way to go, considering that we run a structural politics where everybody needs a party, platform? Nigerians voted what I call a protest vote.
Yeah.
We did not like status quo. We wanted to change it at all costs. Yeah. But working it out was another issue because the platform needs structure. The people in the structure are the way it is. Let me not use the hair. So even though we all have this knowledge, we know the questions to ask. We ask them. We went there with the mindset that this is what I want to see. This is how I will vote. Afterwards, everybody just... You
see, the elites think that they have that super mandate to think on behalf of the generality of the people.
Wow.
Okay? And that is the reason why the question you ask as journalists, you think that is the question you ask on behalf of the people. No. Because, look, you are the same people, okay? Those people that are destroying our economy came out of the elite. And that's what led to Boko Haram in some part of the country, because they know that it is only those who went to school that were able to corner what should belong to everybody. You get it? Except when you have somebody with a sound background who had been coming all the way without any blemish, who had made a name in a particular profession and made enough resources for himself even before he contests the election, and you know that they will not want to destroy it overnight. You don't now pick somebody who had always been a politician all his life. Everything that he has got it through politics. He didn't have good education. He didn't have good skill. He just came to politics with a view to amass wealth
and can play the game.
As a matter of fact, the people see those people who are in politics to make money, and they can identify them. But because of what you people in the media project to them, those who have access to social media, they deceive people into voting those that don't deserve their votes. Wow. They paint a glowing tribute to thieves, common thieves who had pillaged the resources of this country over the time.
Okay, let me go on a break, because when I think about it, you said somebody that has gone without blemish.
Yes.
I don't know if we can find that.
In his own industry, built an industry.
You see, blemish. There are blemish. There are blemishes.
There are categories to this.
There are categories to the blemish.
But then there are certain people that are not so notorious, with their blemishes. Okay? So if blemishes doesn't overshadow your goodness, then you are better than
when the blemish has respect.
Whose blemish is the signature?
Hey, your blemish went to Harvard.
Yes.
Let's go on a break. We come back to continue this conversation with Mariam. Stay with us, brother.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
thanks for staying with us. We're still speaking with the Chairman Center for Anti-Corruption and Open Leadership, Mr. Debo Adeniran. Yes, Mariam had a question before the break.
Yes, so, you know, having spoken about leaders without blemishes, let's say we find that sort of person and you have chosen that person to represent you. People will tell you that when they get to the polls, their votes don't count. Their votes don't matter. We have a system that really people have no trust for.
Selected, yes.
So where we, so people, the thinking behind it is why should I bother when the person I want, and when I vote, my vote will not count for the person anyway?
It is really not true. It is a myth that votes don't count. If votes don't count, politicians will not come to you to canvass. They won't transverse the country, you know, to campaign, to set their program and agenda to the same people. And they won't even pretend, you know, they won't ask you to go to polling booths to cast your ballots. Okay? So don't buy into that. It is those who want to rig election that are selling that. What you do, as a matter of fact, nobody can rig an election where it's not popular. Okay, so if the people are behind you, it was Professor Yebode, I'm repeating it now. I once said it at a forum. You know that if a people is united, they can never be defeated. Okay, it was because people united against Babangida that they had to step aside. You know, people united against Shonekong. And when they got to court, you know, Justice Akinsanya declared his interim national government illegal. People united against Abacha. It didn't find it easy running our affairs.
People united at
but what I'm
NSAS.
telling you,
During NSAS, we were united.
you were united,
yes.
but that is momentary. That is not unity.
Okay.
That is kind of a flash in the pan, you can say. You know, the people just were ecstatic about what was going on there.
Yeah.
Some went there to eat, some went there to listen to music, some went there to dance, and all of those things. Some went there to display their skills. So it was like a carnival of a sort. And that was why it fizzled out. As soon as somebody came and said, you should go to your places. So that is not the kind of unity we are talking about. Unity of purpose, unity of mind, unity of vision. So when people determine that, look, we want a ruler that has a track record of success, of humanity, of humanism, that is the kind of person we are going to vote for. Now, the politicians themselves are not supposed to sit down and allow opposition, or their, what do you call it, rivals, you know, to take over the space.
Sir,
yes.
The people who have track record, who
yes.
have, you know,
good track record,
yes, succeeded in industries, different
yes.
industries,
yes, exactly.
are really not interested in politics and leadership. How do we make those people? Because there are people I see and I admire. They have built from ground up.
Exactly.
They have they have leadership qualities.
Yeah.
And you know that the way they have, you know, taken their business from one level to the other, if they come to the helm of affairs of our country, we will see a positive change.
Yes,
but those people are not interested. How do we get them interested to save Nigeria?
It is the people that actually frittered away their interest. If they know that you are likely to vote for them, but if they are not sure that you are going to stand by them to ensure that those ballots truly count, you know, they will lose interest.
Yeah.
Then it is the people who are going to refuse to rig election for those who don't deserve the to be elected. Yeah. Now, if the people know what they want and they are going for it, then they should be ready not to spare anything to defend the person that they want. Now, people of good mind, of good intention, of good pedigree, you know, we come to contest election. The reason why it was rough was because we allow touts, we allow brigands, we allow them to take over. No, it is because you became too scared, then complacent, and you kept on scaring yourself away. You become a caregiver. So when you say, no, they have to number you, you stay back. They have to number you, you stay back. Then who will be in the forefront? Now, if we agree that these people that call themselves thugs, they don't have metals at their arms, and they don't have two heads, then we should be able to confront them. We outnumber. Honest people actually outnumber dishonest people in this country. It is because of inactivity of honest ones that the dishonest ones are holding sway. So we should not allow them. And your education should point at that, look, those who are honest, should not stay back, because bad people run government where good people become laid by. Right. That is not good for us. So we want a change. We should be prepared to put everything on the line to effect that change of system.
Right, yes. You have put this on the people now. But the system we run, like I said again, is a system that is heartbreaking. For parties, for instance, when we studied the history of how political parties were formed, party members paid dues, funded the activities of parties. Yes. But now, we see party leaders are no longer party members. They are the seat holders, the governors in a state, for instance. So you control resources. In the president is the party leader. In the state. How does this system change?
Let me do this analogy. You are the owner of your matchstick and matchbox. Okay? You strike a match, it glows, and you throw it at something that can burn. Okay? By the time it becomes a conflagration, you won't be able to douse it alone.
You need help. Okay?
You need help. Now, the truth is this. It doesn't matter that you establish a party. As long as you register it under the Nigerian Constitution, it becomes a public property. Now, if nobody allows him or herself to be scared away, then you come face to face with somebody who wants to overwhelm your humanity. Then you tell that person that, look, here I am. I have almost everything that you have and more. Intellectually, politically, professionally, and everything. So eyeball to eyeball, I will say, who are you, Ray? Now, if you have that confidence to say, who are you to stop me from mobilizing my people towards changing or exchanging the bad system? And this situation, no, nobody is a no voice. It's because you are not joining me. It is because you are not joining me on this table that it sounds as if I'm lone voice. If all of us now, supposing we want to do a poll here, you join me, she joins me. We overwhelm anybody that is skeptical about the future of our own country.
Let me ask you
Unity of purpose.
Let me ask you this, because in a multicultural and highly polarized society as Nigeria, there are trust issues.
Yes.
So we can't trust you with your own leader from your own side. I don't trust, because I believe that when you come in, you're going to only benefit people from your own end. So we have trust issues. So it's difficult to have a consensus leader when there are trust issues amongst our tribes. So everybody's talking about decentralized. They're saying restructuring. Let everybody hold their regions. Because there's that trust issue. I don't trust you. So how do we pick a leader when we are highly polarized?
You see, it is the same politicians and the media that actually polarized us. We were not like this before. And somehow, when these elites, they pump money to the media projects them with their view narrow and parochial, selfish issues, and people bought it, hook, line, sinker, maybe the fisherman. That is what is propagating it. But we can reverse all of this. Okay? If we believe that we don't have to be that parochial, if we believe that we don't have to be primordial anymore, if we believe that we need each other to run a successful polity, then all of us will join hands, forgetting about religion, forget it happened. In 1993 was, a case study Osun State is also a case study where you have Muslim succeeding Muslim and succeeding Muslim. So what have we lost? Kwara State is another example. You have all of them. So if you people in the media, and we force it on elite to reverse themselves from bringing up all of these sentiments, then we are going to have somebody who is confident enough, who is acceptable to all and sundry. Just like MK Abiola was acceptable to a cross-section of the people, and he won. So, against Bashir, okay? So when you look at Bashir and Abiola, you know that people naturally chose the best that they thought they will get them out of poverty. So a people united will not be defeated if you people didn't misrepresent them in the media.
How important is it for us to get 2023 right? What does that mean for our economy, our democracy, and just as an entity, the entity of Nigeria?
Thank you very much. This is the critical moment.
Yes.
We have gotten it right sometimes before. We have kind of polluted the innocent atmosphere that we were running our polity before. Now, we need to look backwards. What was it that was wrong? When it was right, why was it right? Okay? Now, the population was not as much as we have it in those days when things were said to be right. Now, the population has grown tremendously. Now, we have to restructure our polity to suit the new population and the new orientation. There wasn't social media in those days. It was difficult for somebody to kind of incite the public against the government. Then it was also difficult for government to kind of control the mindset of the public by their publicists. Okay, so these days, you hire people to go on all the social media to tune the mind, to wrongly tune the mind of the people to accept them. So what we should do now is for you in the media to work with other media houses that, look, enough is enough. We should not allow politicians that do not mean well for the people to run our affairs anymore. We should truly, if there is a debate, the debate should not be a kind of guided debate. You know, nobody should see the question in advance. As a matter of fact, the question should come directly from the people if it is popular. Organically, you should. I did a kind of small survey on my Facebook page, you know, between Saturday and this morning. You know, I mean, some people criticize this, some people, but when you see the way people voted, you know that it was unbiased, it was balanced. Now, this is the job for the media, for civil society organizations like ours. We at CACOL, we are also doing public enlightenment program on what to look out for, what question to ask. We
have to run because, I mean, the truth is, the last elections we saw Mogalu, Mogalu come out, we saw Fela Jotoye come out, we saw a lot of people who were trying to take the bull by the horn, say, listen, give me a chance, I'll do it. But unfortunately, the people didn't support.
They were also not united.
So I guess it's that preparation. That's why it's important that we're all on the same page as we work towards it. I mean, your final words on this, just to reiterate to Mariam's question. If we don't get 2023 right, what happens?
We need to get it right. Otherwise, Nigeria may go under. We need to get somebody who understands the system. We need to actually go all out to choose that person that has that good track record. I'm not talking about saints. They are not, I mean, saints are not here anymore. Because even if they didn't commit any crime, some people will have committed some crime on their behalf. But then what we can do is to look at, we have to psychoanalyze all of them.
Yeah.
We have to examine where they are coming from. And we zero in on the best candidate. The best candidate is there. People, have spoken about those, even in the present government, as bad as a lot of people have criticized this, they have spoken about a few of them that have stood out and they have performed well when they have the opportunity. Sometimes when the president traveled, a number of things took place, and people commended those who
we have to run up.
stood,
the gap,
you confuse me.
Sorry, I'm sorry, I do apologize.
Those who stood around for him, they commended the few steps they have taken because they are not impervious to suggestions. And they also study the tempo and the temperature of the society, and they are able to do that. If they were able to do that then they should be able to do it again. We should look into such directions and get our candidates.
Thank you very much. We've been speaking to the Chairman, Center for Anti-Corruption and Local Leadership, Mr. Adebadenyo. Thank you very much for being on the show today. That's all we can take on the show. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.